Out of the Mongol invasions, it was the incursions into Burma, modern-day Myanmar, that were among the least known to the Western world. Accounts of this conflict are few and their reliability are questionable. Nevertheless, it had been a significant impact for both the Mongols and the Burmese. The Pagan Kingdom was a major power on mainland Southeast Asia from the 9th to the 13th century. What began just as another city-state, with its formidable army under King Anoyata Minzor, extended its influence to other cities in the region, including the Mon and Rakhine-speaking realms. Pagan's control of most of these outer cities were generally nominal, aside from annual tributes and military aid during times of war. Bagan became the only true rival to the Khmer Empire of Angkor and was recognized by the Chinese Song and Tamil Chola dynasties. However, in the 13th century, Bagan began to decline. Historians debate the causes of Bagan's decline, but is generally attributed to the increased donation of tax-free land to the Buddhist Sangha at the expense of secular land. Compared to the divine right to rule in many countries, kingship in Buddhist societies is considered to be the result of karma accumulated throughout many lifetimes. While governance itself is a secular matter, the king's legitimacy depended on the support of the Sangha, whose support was essential to sway the masses. The king can gain the support of the Sangha through various merit-making, such as acts of charity, temple building, and donations. In the 1250s, Bagan experienced a number of mediocre monarchs who relied heavily on these donations and merit-making to maintain their legitimacy. The late Professor Michael Altwin stated that the policy had effectively crippled Bagan's ability to gain the royal income very much needed for secular matters. It was said that by the 1270s, at the eve of the Mongol invasion, 1/2 of Upper Burma's cultivatable land had been donated to religion. With its ability to extend its influence weakened, cities in Bagan's outer regions grew more independent, and many merely paid lip service. At the same time, Bagan's northern borders had experienced a significant change. For most of its existence, northern Bagan bordered the Nanjiao Dali kingdom in modern-day Yunnan. In 1253, the Mongols conquered the Dali and created the first border between Imperial China and Burma. In 1271, Emperor Kublai Khan officially founded the Yuan Dynasty, as he was attempting to finish off the surviving Chinese Song Empire. Kublai needed recognition of his supremacy from his neighbors. The Yuan, at this point, merely wanted a nominal tribute from the Burmese, as they were preoccupied with other military affairs. The king of Bagan at this time was Situ IV, or more commonly known as Naratihapati, widely considered to be one of the worst monarchs in Burmese history. Described as a man of great arrogance, great appetite, and great incompetence, Naratihapati's rule accelerated Bagan's decline. According to a Burmese chronicle, the king demanded that there must be precisely 300 dishes for every meal he eats. He lavishly spent the dwindling royal treasury and actively alienated his vassals. In fact, the kingdom only survived this long due to a series of skilled and competent ministers, Yaza Tengjang, and later his succeeding sons Anandapyasi and Yadanapyasi. When the Mongol emissaries made contact with Bagan, the Burmese ministers, fully aware of the Mongol military might and the kingdom's weakening state, advised diplomacy to the king. Naratihapati was furious at the suggestion and kept the envoys waiting for weeks. Fearing that the king's temper would provoke a war, Prime Minister Anandapyasi arranged a compromise with the Mongol envoys without meeting Naratihapati himself. He sent them back with the Burmese envoy and a letter expressing friendly sentiments and gifts. Despite this diplomatic move, King Naratihapati promptly sent a military expedition to take portions of the disputed borderlands from the Yuan. A year later, in 1273, an increasingly impatient Kublai sent another mission to Burma. According to historian Harvey, Emperor Kublai told the Burmese king that if you have finally decided to fulfill your duties towards the All-Highest, send one of your brothers or senior ministers to show the men that all the world is linked with us, and enter into a perpetual alliance. This will add to your reputation and will be in your own interests. For if it comes to war, who will be the victor? Ponder well, O king, our words. This time, Narati-apati agreed to receive the imperial envoys, but he still refused to submit. According to Burmese chronicles and popular literature, the king was so insulted that he had the envoys executed. However, according to Professor Antwin, Burmese inscriptional evidence in imperial Yuan records indicate that this never happened. The envoys, however, never reached back to Yuan lands in time, possibly killed by bandits along the way. A second delegation was sent to investigate the disappearance, but this delegation too could not reach Bagan due to an ongoing rebellion on the way. Kublai, realizing that the Burmese had no intention of submitting, ordered the Yunnan government to tighten the control of the borderlands by force and was given authority to wage a limited war against the Burmese. After the disastrous invasion of Japan, the Yuan military was still recovering, and as a result, the army in Yunnan was mostly made up of garrison troops who were largely from the other parts of the Mongol Empire, primarily Turkish speakers from Central Asia. From 1275, the Mongol military machine began its advance. The Yuan armies swept into the Song territories and had managed to occupy the borderlands in 1276. A Burmese vassal state, known as the Golden Teeth in modern Xinjiang, had submitted to the Mongols. Bagan responded by sending an army to reclaim the rebellious state. But unlike in 1272, a large Mongol force was present. Both armies marched to face each other at Ngasanjan, a name that brought Burma to the attention of the Western imagination for the very first time. Join us next time as we attempt to reconstruct the Battle of Ngasanjan through Marco Polo's accounts and others. Don't forget to press the subscribe button. See you around.